because the theme of our show is cyber work, we like to get our guests' insight on breaking into the industry at the points at which they're currently experts. So for someone who wants to do the sorts of things we're doing in these thought exercises, i.e. the creation and updating of security strategies or frameworks, compliance, risk strategies, what are some skills and certifications and projects that they should be working on right now that would move them towards the goal of getting into that part of the industry?
Yeah, so some of the certifications that are actually quite good for that would be some of the ISACA certifications,
okay.
like the CISA, CISM, CIRISC. Certainly getting training in ISO is quite good. ISO 27000 series is based on that idea of continuous compliance, and that's quite good. PCI is good too, because PCI has that thing called making security BAU, business as usual. So it has that angle and that methodology. Certainly, the 5 pillars of security is very simple to learn, and it's very easy to implement.
Right.
And I would also recommend, I suppose, that anyone who wants to do that makes sure that they keep an eye to they keep their ear to the ground as regards new regulations and new mappings, right?
Yeah.
And so an example of that is CCPA being very often compared to GDPR, right? So CCPA being the US answer to GDPR.
Sure.
Well, yes and no. There's a common baseline, but there's some key differences, for instance, in consent and so on. And so I would urge people to make sure that they double check everything. And there are some very good frameworks out there that do multiple framework mappings,
Can you talk about some of the soft skills or other, talents that make people especially good at doing this type of job, apart from learning regulations and so forth?
Patience is a good skill to have, especially when dealing with boards. Diplomacy too. I think that, and it's an example that I give in the book, that I was asked once to do a 20-minute presentation to the board of a NASDAQ company, and just to talk about cyber accountability. And what I did is I looked them all up on the internet. I got some information, and they had way too much information that was available. So I was able, within 5 or 10 minutes, to drop hints as to, I knew that some of them were playing golf in that area. I even knew their handicap and so on. And so they, some people were laughing, other people were extremely offended. And so that was a lesson for me, because I think that some of the soft skills would be to try and explain to them that they play an important role without offending them, right? And so no fear, uncertainty, and doubt, and just get them. It's okay to be a little bit cheeky, but not too cheeky, because otherwise it's a little bit counterproductive. Some of the other skills would be the ability to leave them with key messages, like news bites or little digests that they can go away with. Right. So if they can go away with a few key messages, like security is not rocket science. Security is a journey, not a destination. There's only four things you can do with risk. Right. So if they already go away with those 3 messages, I think that's good, and it's a nice soft skill to have,
New episodes of the Cyberwork podcast are available every Monday at 1 p.m. Central. And don't forget to check out our hands-on training series, Cyberwork Applied. Each week, expert Infosec instructors teach you a new cybersecurity skill and show you how that skill applies to real-world scenarios. Go to infosecinstitute.com/learn to stay up to date on all things cyberwork.